again. So this is part 8 of the homeowner saw series. This is my Farmertec G260. It's a 50cc saw. It's not a clamshell, so it's magnesium case. Normal setup for a proper saw, not a plastic clamshell. Now, so I've done a review of this in the past, but I want to do this as a part of the homeowner series because this is definitely a candidate for the homeowner saws because it's 50cc. I've done the full treatment to it. Well, sort of. I haven't ported or done anything like that, anything exotic, but when I first got it, I did have to replace the carburetor because the carburetor that was in it was a pile of shit. If you see the previous videos regarding this saw, I've taken the decomp valve out and plugged it. It's only 50cc, you know, it doesn't need a decomp valve. What else? I've put a West Coast saw bark box on it, that thing there, so that I've opened up I've gutted the muffler and put that West Coast saw, it's not a bark box, it's a universal port they call it. What else have I done? I've put the big dogs on it, which I got from Farmertec, I believe. I've got a steel Rollomatic 24-inch bar on there, and it is at one stage I did change it to a 3/8 chain, but I changed it back because I couldn't have big dogs on it because of that. And I've also put a Farmertec full wrap or 3/4 wrap handle, they call it, on it. If you get one of these, the G260, which is a MS260 clone, and you want to put the full wrap handle on it, you have to order an MS440 full wrap or 3/4 wrap handle, because you won't see, and I've said this before, you won't see MS260 full wrap handles. The MS440 full wrap handle fits the MS260, or in this case the G260. I've used this saw quite a bit. And I've done a fair bit of cutting with it. As you can see, the bar's pretty dirty. It's stained, but it's clean. I always clean my saws post-use. That is something that I would advise anybody who buys a chainsaw for the first time. If you don't have an air compressor, just get a cheap one, you know, $100 job, just a little one, and an air gun, so you can blow all the crap out of everywhere. What else have I got a upgraded? Yes, so I've got a steel air filter on there because the stock air filters that they come with are pretty crap. This thing's a bit of a bugger to get back on. This is another reason I don't like stills, is the malarkey, how everything sort of goes together. Yeah, but it is just a 1/4 of a turn, and that covers back on. So I've got the universal port on the muffler. I've got the carby that I got to change it with was a Carby Dr. Carby, so it's still a Chinese knockoff carb, but it's better than what was on here because what was on here was unworkable. So I changed the carb, put a steel air filter on there, put the West Coast saw universal port on there, put the Farmertec 3/4 wrap handle on here, put the steel bar on here. The chain is, I can't remember what, I think it's a Hurricane chain. I made the chain for it. I make my own chains, generally speaking, most of the time, because I can, because of availability essentially. Like if you've got some weird ass length bars and that, you know, you're not going to find chains for them. Not in the town that I'm in. It's only a small town. So yeah, there is a steel dealer, there is a Husqvarna dealer, but they're not going to have like chains for like a 25-inch bar or a 28-inch bar or a 32-inch bar or even 36-inch bar. They're not going to have it. So I just make them. You know, it's just too easy to buy 100 feet of chain and make my own chains. Like, it's pretty easy to do. It's not rocket science. Obviously, as a homeowner, you're not going to do that. But like, if I've got difficulty in getting a chain here in town, I'll just go to Townsville and, you know, buy a couple of chains or whatever. When I'm in the city, it's sort of a city, just a big country town, really. So, how would I rate this saw? I love this saw. I think it's really, really good. Once you fix the issues, like the carby, that was the biggest issue. Get rid of the decomp valve. You can buy plugs. I bought them from Farmertec. They're all the same size. Plug that. Yeah, I did have to drill tap and run a tap and a die over this captive nut that holds this top cover on, because it was chewed up. Whoever, I don't know, they screwed it up when they did it. The fuel and the oil caps don't leak. I don't like the Stihl design fuel and oil caps, but these ones don't leak. Sometimes if you do get them leaking, you might just need to put a bigger gasket or a bigger O-ring, or get and this one here is, the fuel is an OEM. The fuel was leaking, so I got an OEM fuel cap. They're pretty cheap. This is all cheap stuff, but I definitely rate this saw. I think it is in the homeowner range, 50cc. One caveat to that with the Farmertec saws, the 366 and this one, is that if you are not mechanically inclined, don't get these. Okay, just don't. If you like tinkering around with machines, yeah, get them. Because you might end up with one that's got a shit carby, and replacing the carby is pretty easy. You know, it's not rocket science, but yeah, I did have trouble with that carb. So I think this is a stock chain, because I don't usually have full comp chains. I use skip chains, which is something, you know, that's beyond homeowners. Homeowners won't even know what a skip chain is, but it doesn't have as many cutting teeth. Now, as far as using small saws, this is my preferred go-to saw. It's just a great little saw. It runs really, really well now that I've replaced the carb. So if you're a tinkerer, if you like playing around with tools, and with chainsaws, or you're looking to get into playing around with chainsaws, you know, Farmertec is definitely one of the ways to go. One of the beauties of the Farmertec product is that they are almost exact copies of the OEM products. So the G372 that I've got is almost an exact copy of the Husqvarna 372, to the point where you can just replace parts at will, all the parts. The only difference that I've found between the OEM product and the Farmertec copies is the locating dowels for the crankcases when you put the two crankcases together. But yeah, as a homeowner, you're not going to be doing that. So if you need replacement parts, and say you want a replacement, say like a carby, you can just order an MS260 carby and put the OEM carby in there, or handle, or dogs, or any muffler, or any part of it. You just order MS260 part, you know, on eBay, Chinese knockoffs, whatever, and you will get something that is going to fit this. With the other saws, they're all a little bit different. You know, all those others, well, except for the 366, all those other saws are Zenoa clones, and but they're all different. You can't, maybe the carbies, you could probably replace the carbies on each of them, swap them around, but as far as like the plastic work, the covers, the recoil cover and all that, they're all different. You can't really interchange them, even though they are all clones of the Zenoa design, which was a Japanese design. Actually, one of the two ladies at the local bike shop where I who's a Husqvarna dealer, she said to me, "Oh yeah, Zenoa," because I said, "Yeah, that Bush Ranger, that's the Zenoa clone." She says, "Oh yeah, Zenoa was an Italian company that got bought out by Husqvarna." And well, it wasn't an Italian company; it was a Japanese company. Started in 2007, apparently. It wasn't Italian; it was Japanese. The only Italian chainsaws that I know of are the EFCOs, and I have used EFCO chainsaw one, and every one of the EFCOs that we used, there was about a dozen of them. Every one of them, the brake handle broke. Every one of them. I'm not shitting you. Every one of them. Yeah, it was a really piss poor, weak design. But anyway, so I love this saw. This is, as far as like around the 50cc class saws, 50-60cc, this is my favourite. It's light, it's handy. Yeah, you can put a 24-inch bar, which is what I've got on it, and yeah, you can go to town with it. So until the next video, see you later.